Silly child, you cannot defeat my wine jutsu. Ooh, hey. Ha ha ha, old man. You call those punches?
Get out of here! Wait. Oh, I hope that hurt that. Oh, my eye!
So, anyways, here's how to grill shrimp and pesto pizza from scratch. We'll start with a cold fermented pizza dough. In a large bowl, combine 20 ounces of bread flour, 0.3 ounces of kosher salt, 0.2 ounces each of sugar and active dry yeast, then whisk to combine. Belatedly remember you wanted to add oregano and crushed red pepper to the dough and whisk those in as well. Amounts to taste, but I found accidentally too much to be about perfect. At this point, add 12 ounces of water, or if you recently made a fermented hot sauce for either personal use or a YouTube video like I did, 12 ounces of leftover fermented pepper brine. This brine is right on the edge of the pH level yeasts like to grow in and will give your dough an incredible smell and flavor. Starting this dough is simple. Mix all ingredients until just combined, then allow to rest for 10 minutes. After resting, set your mixer to a medium-low speed and let your dough hook knead your dough for around 10 minutes until it is firm and barely sticking to the bottom of the mixing bowl. Remove the dough to a gallon Ziploc bag and throw in the fridge overnight, or up to 5 days. I personally prefer letting it cold ferment for the full 5 days, but you will still get a delicious pizza if you pull it early. Next, it's time to make a pistachio pesto for our pizza sauce. Pesto is super easy, and you can change the amounts used based on your personal flavor and consistency preferences. For this pesto, I went with 1.5 cups of sweet basil, 1.5 cups of Thai basil, 6 cloves of garlic, and half a cup of salted pistachios. Generally, you wouldn't add Thai basil to a basic pesto, but I happen to have it in my fridge, and I think it added a really pleasant element to the sauce. Blend your dry ingredients together until finely chopped, scraping down the sides as needed, before drizzling in a high-quality olive oil until the sauce reaches your desired consistency. I used quite a bit in mine, but ended up wishing I had gone with just a bit more when I spread it on the pizza later. When you're pleased with your pesto's permeability, place a proper portion of Parmesan. In this case, that means either equal to the amount of olive oil you added, or, if you're me, just keep adding it until your cameraman gets uncomfortable. Pulse the cheese in the sauce until just combined, taste for seasoning, and store in the fridge until needed. A pro tip is to freeze the leftovers in an ice cube tray to always have single-serving pesto cubes available. The day you plan to make your pizzas, you'll start by weighing your dough and splitting it into 3 roughly even pieces. I find that 11 ounces makes for a fairly manageable sized pizza that will feed 1 to 2 people depending on how high or low your hunger and shame are. Once you have your portions, you'll want to shape them into tight balls, either on a work surface, by pulling it towards you and turning multiple times, or by simply gathering the dough towards the bottom of the ball in your hands and pinching the seam together. You'll then lightly oil a bowl, place the balls inside, lightly oil the top of the balls, cover with plastic wrap, then allow to rest for around 2 hours until doubled in size. If you've noticed that I haven't followed these instructions in the video, it's because I was drinking, on vacation, and staying in a woefully undersupplied Airbnb beach house, so I was a little distracted. I'll post proper instructions in the video description. To make a truly excellent pizza at home, you're going to need a pizza stone, steel, or large cast iron skillet, and you'll want to preheat it for at least half an hour at the highest temp your oven or grill can achieve. While it's preheating, it's time to prep toppings, starting with the cheese. For this pizza, I did a blend of low-moisture goat and cow's milk mozzarella and some fresh Parmesan. As I purchased peeled and deveined shrimp, all that remains is thinly slicing some shishito peppers and forgetting to record mincing the garlic, or to even use the sun-dried tomatoes before moving on to assembly. I am by no means an expert at shaping pizza dough, but I like to gently flatten the ball and then slowly start stretching the dough out and working it into a thin circle, leaving a thicker ring of dough around the outer edge. Once satisfied with the shape of the dough, transfer it to a cornmeal-covered pizza peel and begin to build the pizza. This is the same process for any sauce and toppings you might use. Start by spreading a thin layer of your pistachio pesto almost to the edge of the pizza. Follow this with a comfortable layer of your cheese blend before adding fresh minced garlic, raw red onion, shishito pepper, and your shrimp. A note about the shrimp. I'd suggest using a smaller size than what I used in the video. To ensure these cooked through, I left the pizza on the grill a bit longer than I would have liked. You want to leave these on the cooking surface for around 4 to 6 minutes, and you should see some slight charring on the rim of the crust, but not quite as much as we got here. That said, let's go to past Josh so he can tell you how little that actually affected the flavor.
Alright, well, week's worth of effort. We fermented some pizza dough, we fermented some hot sauce. Keep an eye out for that video, should be coming in the near future. Got all the good stuff on the pizza here. You'll have seen through the video what we've got on it, but I'm pretty excited about this. I've never grilled pizza before, but I think it's going to be pretty delicious. So let's get a good slice here and try it out. Oh man, that's so good. The pesto is fantastic. It's got that nice little bit of anise from the Thai basil. Really tasty. Pizza dough is spicy, has a great crunch to it. That cheese blend that I mentioned earlier in the video is fantastic. Has a little bit of that, kind of that weird tang from the goat's milk cheese, but a lot of really good flavor. The shishito pepper adds a nice little bit of bitterness to it. Some nice fresh green. And of course, red onion, delicious on everything. Really good. I'm gonna get a little bite with the shrimp. Oh my God, yeah. This is fantastic. I've made this before, tons of times. Highly suggest you do the same. It's great. Hope you enjoy.
All right, everyone. Thanks again so much for watching. This was a really fun and goofy video to shoot. It was different doing it at a location I'm not used to, especially missing some of the tools I would have preferred to be able to use, but I had a really great time shooting it, and I hope you had a good time watching it. As per usual, if you've learned anything, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. As I've mentioned before, really helps a young and growing channel. But that's all I've got for today. Hope you guys had a great weekend, and as usual, take care and happy cooking.